Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I wanted to continue the stories involving experiences when it comes to the public restroom. So this time I had people comment and email me from all over the place, sharing their own horrifying experiences. And now I get to share it all with you. So there I am, using the stall. I had to drop a few logs in the water. And next thing I know, some asshole walks in. He goes into the stall next to me. Yeah, right next to me. Even though all the other stalls were empty when I got there, he has to choose the one right next to me. I know I was making enough noise to indicate that I am in here, and you might want to choose the other stall down the, at the end, at the wall. But no. He goes in the one next to me. And next thing I know, I hear what sounds like a combination of soup and pennies being poured into the toilet bowl. And I'm already in the middle of my own business, so I can't leave. I can't get up and move and get the hell out of there. So now I have to endure this horrible odor emitting from the stall next to me. And I can only imagine what looks like salsa coming out of his asshole. That's that's the only thing I can picture right now. My horrible experiences involve walking into the stall and finding someone just exploded everywhere. I mean, there was just so much of everything. And how does a woman exactly miss the toilet? How does a woman miss the toilet? I want to know that. And some of them, just have these big giant bugs that look like they can eat you. Our next entry comes from Rocket T. Coyote. And this one I'm just going to read right here. Once at the Walmart in Midland, Michigan, while leaving the men's room in the back of the store, I encountered a gentleman on his way in. He was missing an eye and had no eye patch on, so there was a view of the dry eye socket for me to take home. Really? That was the best you have? That's fucking nothing. You can find so many worse things to see in the real world, let alone the internet. I mean, if you have a friend or a coworker, it's only a matter of time before you see something really worth mentioning, like, I don't know, cake farts, or fucking pictures of cancer babies or something. I don't know.
Now, this is me and my brother Scotty at this point, and we're shopping in Walmart, and we're in the cereal aisle, and I'm thinking, like, maybe I'll get some Captain Crunch, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the cheese fries and the hamburger that I ate earlier are like, hey, TJ, you've got to take a shit
right now!
Everything must go! So I'm like, oh, I need to take a shit in Walmart. Now, I am not averse to public toilets the way that a lot of people are, but I go into the Walmart bathroom, and it literally looks as if the Incredible Hulk has thrown a temper tantrum in this fucking bathroom. There's toilet paper everywhere, there's like the sink is like overflowed with water, and there's some old man pissing in the one stall, and I go into the next stall needing to take my shit, and I swear, I don't know what was in the toilet, but it was gigantic. It was not a turd, it was not anything that should exist in this world. It was literally sticking over the edge of the bowl. I don't know what it is. I didn't get a good enough look. All I know is that it was disgusting, and I fled that bathroom in sheer terror. But I still had to evacuate my bowels because the cheese fries were becoming progressively more insistent.
Release us! Release us!
So I'm like, okay, I'll find another bathroom. So I go into another bathroom, and lo and behold, there's shit all over the toilet seat. Someone stood over the toilet seat and just, hey, well, I missed the toilet. Who cares? I'll just leave. This is for someone else to deal with. So I'm like, oh God, there's one stall left, and if that stall isn't usable, then I'm just gonna have to shit my pants, because I'd rather shit my pants than sit on someone else's shit on a toilet seat. I opened that stall. Thankfully, it just barely passes muster. It was still nasty looking, but at least there was no human feces anywhere in sight. I fixed that toilet as best I could, and I did my fucking business.
When I was in elementary school, one girl decided to shit on the floor. Yeah, right next to the toilet, just shitting on the floor. A lot of the kids actually found it funny. So next thing you know, we have an epidemic of kids shitting on the floor in the public restroom. To the point where the principal had to be brought in and explain to the class that you should not do that. That's a bad thing. And really, I'm not surprised. I mean, kids are kind of like dogs in a way. You ever seen like 4 dogs or 3 dogs outside at once? And usually what happens is that one takes a urine spot in the corner, and then the rest of the dogs do the same thing, even if they have to or not. It's weird, actually. That's kind of like how kids are, you know. One kid shits on the floor, the other kids see it, and they just find it, ha ha ha, and they're like, hey, that was funny. If I do it, it'll be just as funny. And so, you know, once a trend is set, kids follow it to a T. They don't know better, so yeah. It was I imagine it was like the new hot thing to do. Shitting on the floor. I'm someone that can use either or, and I have to tell you that... Wait a minute, either or, really? Really, you can do that? How? Wait, what? The worst things I've seen in the men's room are just piss everywhere, and grime, and people who think they're funny just take a shit in the urinal. Shit on the mirrors, period blood on the walls, graffiti written in blood. This next story comes from D. Allen, and this one is pretty elaborate, so I'm just gonna read this one right here. I fucked up my throat that way. I was on a road trip to Kentucky from where I live now. I had to pass through West Virginia. I got off an exit and got into a single road. In one direction, it led to a small dinky-ass town. And the other direction, it ended abruptly to a wooden shack with grass surrounding it. So I transversed towards a small-ass town and found the gas station about a mile into it. There were like 2 gas pumps and no convenience store, just a small one-story house. A stereotypical hillbilly stepped out and was like,
What can I do you for, sir?
He had a gray and old dog with his really shaggy hair chained on the porch of his house near the front door. I said, I just need to get some gas and use the bathroom, kind sir. Why does he sound like a hillbilly? So first I pumped up the gas and talked to him about where I came from. Then he invited me inside to use his restroom. As I entered the restroom, it was a small, dinky little shower, a super grimy sink. I imagine the grimy sink was so grimy, like grease and grime on it, you could probably just like ball it up, and it could be just like Play-Doh. You make little figures out of it, and maybe make some spaghetti and squeeze it through a tube. You know, that's how grimy the sink was. And there was a toilet with no actual seat on it. How does someone take a shit if you have no toilet seat? I mean, really, do you just like brace yourself and squat and try to score it in, or just like, you know, put your hands on your waist, you know, bend over a little bit and just hope it falls in and not on the floor? Because, you know, if it falls on the floor, it might be funny to your daughter, and next thing you know, she might go and shit on the floor too herself. Also, the walls had all these strange dirt marks and smudges everywhere, and also there were holes between the plaster and wall. After I took my half-hearted piss, I was curious and looked through the holes in the walls. To my dismay, I made eye contact with someone. I quickly put up my pants. The guy was nowhere in sight, so I just got the fuck out of there in my car and took off. I once found a fetus in one of the male toilets. Looking back on that, I find it rather suspicious. Geez, I don't know, you think? I mean, how big was the fetus? That's why I want to know. Like, was it just like floating around? Was it kind of like twitching a little bit, like it was still alive, still growing? I don't know, I'm just curious. How can people leave period blood all over the toilet seat and just walk away? I ain't never used a public restroom. I can go days without taking a shit. My colon is a monster. I was taking a shit in this dimly lit restaurant, and then the dirty piss water that someone forgot to flush splashed up into my open asshole. Okay, guy, are you fucking retarded? You walk in, you see the toilet, it's full of urine, and even if it's not full of urine, I think it's best just to flush it once. Just get a courteous flush out of the way. It's a public restroom, okay? The last thing you want to do is get hepatitis or whatever fuck disease you can get from that, all because you forgot to flush a toilet. Or you didn't forget to flush a toilet. You're just too stupid to remember to flush this toilet. It has full of dirty piss water. Why wouldn't you flush it first before you sit down? God, fucking idiot. I was in high school. I decided to use the restroom and I looked in the toilet and found sperm floating around in there. Sometime later, I went and used the same bathroom. And that's when I heard the guy masturbating not too far away from me. Sad part is, he was one of the special ed kids. Never used that bathroom again. Like, why? Who cares? At least he can, make it all into the toilet. I just wouldn't sit down on it. Once at a campground, I walked into the bathroom, and there was just bloody liquid shit in the toilet, and the floor, and the walls, and even bloody liquid shit all over the ceiling. Just bloody liquid shit everywhere, just flying in the air, floating about. You can't even touch the sink without bloody liquid shit on your hands. So with that image in your mind right now, hopefully you're eating dinner or eating a sandwich right now as I'm describing all this shit to you, because that would be very amusing. If you puke it, please film it and send it to me. If you have any stories of your own, please respond in comments or videos. If I like it, I will use it. Until then, talk to you later. Bye!